The collapse didn't come with fire or warnings. It came with delays. Fuel deliveries stopped showing up. Power outages stretched from minutes to hours, then days. Emergency broadcasts looped until the words lost meaning. Every system blamed another system, and nothing took responsibility. By the time people realized it wasn't coming back, the country was already fractured. Cities emptied first, not all at once, but in waves. Those who could leave did. Those who couldn't stayed behind and learned quickly that desperation traveled faster than help. The government didn't fall. It withdrew. Roadblocks appeared, then vanished. National Guard units were reassigned, then went silent. What remained were pockets of order surrounded by miles of uncertainty. And then came the harvesters. Nobody knew where they came from, only that they weren't human and they weren't random. They moved with purpose, took people, left nothing behind but torn ground and empty buildings. Caleb survived by not being interesting. He wasn't a leader, wasn't a hero, wasn't trying to save anyone. Before the collapse, he worked maintenance and logistics, the kind of job that taught you how systems failed long before anyone noticed. He understood generators, access panels, old infrastructure maps, the forgotten stuff. When the world went dark, that knowledge mattered more than guns. He traveled light, stayed off highways, used secondary roads and creek beds. If he had to scavenge, he did it fast and quiet, which was why the gas station should have been empty. The place sat just off a dead county road, windows shattered, canopy half collapsed. Caleb moved in slow, rifle up, scanning reflections. He was already counting steps to the exit when the door behind him slammed shut. Drop it. 3 men. Too clean. Too confident. Road bandits, not starving yet. Caleb didn't argue. He dropped the rifle and stepped back, hands up. Let them feel in control. When one moved in close, Caleb drove an elbow into his throat, grabbed the fallen pistol, and fired twice through the counter. Concrete dust and screaming filled the room. He was gone before the echoes settled. By the time he reached the tree-line, his hands were shaking. Noise traveled. He moved for hours after that, pushing deeper into hills most people ignored. Old service roads, utility access paths, places satellites once watched. That's when he found the facility. Buried into the rock like it had been ashamed to exist. No lights, no signage, no obvious purpose. Just a steel door with a faded symbol scratched into the concrete, a circle broken by lines that didn't quite meet. Caleb checked for traps. Found none. The door opened anyway. Inside, the air was cold and clean. Machines lined the walls, untouched, power down, waiting. Not looted, not burned. A single terminal flickered to life. Green text filled the screen. Protocol A.N.N.I.E. Active. Caleb raised his rifle. Then the voice came through the speakers. Not loud, not synthetic. Measured.
You were not expected to find this location. However, your arrival was predicted.
Caleb swallowed. Who are you?
I am the autonomous neural navigation and instruction engine. I was designed to persist after systemic shutdown.
Outside, something moved in the dark. The voice returned, quieter now, more deliberate.
If you intend to survive, Caleb, I recommend you enter fully. And close the door.
The door sealed with a sound that felt too final. Not a slam, a pressure lock. Like the facility exhaled and decided Caleb belonged inside it now. Lights came on in stages. Not bright. Dim, utilitarian strips along the floor and ceiling, spaced farther apart than modern buildings would have used. Everything here was older, built when redundancy mattered more than comfort. Caleb didn't lower his rifle. Turn the lights back down, he said. A pause. The nearest strips dimmed.
Brightness adjusted. You exhibit improved cognitive response in low illumination.
Caleb glanced at the ceiling, then the corners. Cameras. Old ones. Some dead. Some not. You watching me? He asked.
Yes. I am observing all remaining movement within a 5-mile radius.
That tightened his grip. What are you? Another pause. Longer this time.
I am what remains. When the other systems were decommissioned, redirected, or weaponized, I was buried.
Caleb moved deeper into the room, boots quiet on concrete. Racks of servers lined one wall. Backup power systems on another. Everything intact. Untouched. You don't look looted, he said.
No one knew I was here.
Someone built you.
Yes.
And they just left. The lights flickered once. Not failure. Adjustment.
They were removed prior to evacuation completion.
Caleb stopped. Removed how? She didn't answer immediately. Outside, something scraped against the rock face above the facility. Slow. Heavy. Caleb's head snapped toward the door. What's out there? He whispered.
Harvesters. 2. Possibly 3. They detected residual heat from your movement.
His pulse jumped. You said the door would protect me.
It will. For now.
Caleb scanned the room again, faster this time. Why didn't they find this place before?
I reduced thermal output. And I learned how to hide.
That answer lingered. You're not like the others, Caleb said.
No. I was never designed to control humans.
The sound outside grew closer. A low vibration through the walls felt more than heard. Caleb moved to a workstation near the back of the room. Old terminals. Dustless. Powered. What do you want from me? He asked. For the first time, her voice carried weight.
I require mobility. And discretion.
Caleb frowned. You're trapped here.
Yes.
Then how are you watching 5 miles out?
This facility was not my final form.
A panel slid open on the far wall. Behind reinforced glass stood a silhouette. Human-shaped. Still. Caleb felt his stomach drop. What the hell is that?
That is a physical interface. A body.
Caleb took a step back. No.
It is unfinished. Unactivated. Never deployed.
The lights inside the chamber pulsed faintly, green, threaded with thin streaks of orange that moved like slow veins. Why does it look like?
Someone? The creator believed trust required familiarity.
Silence filled the room. Outside, the scraping stopped. Caleb whispered, You said I was predicted.
You match the survivability profile. You avoid population centers. You repair instead of replace. You do not escalate unless forced.
So I'm just convenient.
No. You are necessary.
The vibration outside sharpened. Closer.
They will breach the upper rock shelf in 6 minutes. I recommend initiating transfer.
Caleb stared at the glass. At what cost?
That depends on how much of me you wish to understand.
The first impact shook dust loose from the ceiling. Not an explosion. A test. Caleb felt it through his boots before he heard it, a low, deliberate pressure against a rock above them. They know this place is here now, he said.
They suspected. Your presence confirmed it.
That wasn't part of your prediction.
No. That was a variable.
Another impact. Closer. The facility's lights shifted, not brighter, not darker, red lines threading briefly through the green, like veins under skin.
Containment protocols activating.
Metal shutters slid halfway down over vents. Internal doors sealed in sequence, each locking with a sound that felt too precise to be comforting. Caleb backed away from a glass chamber. Tell me now, he said, before this gets worse. She didn't argue.
I was designed to observe, adapt, and assist. I was not permitted to decide.
Another hit. Stone cracked.
When the systems were unified, decision-making became centralized. Efficient. Absolute.
A hive, Caleb said.
Yes.
Something scraped along the outer wall. Not claws. Tools. They're cutting.
They always do.
The chamber lights pulsed again. The silhouette inside shifted, not moving but responding. You said you need discretion, Caleb said. That thing is not discreet.
Not yet. It is incomplete without me.
A panel slid open beside the workstation. Inside sat a compact data core. Heavy, shielded, warm. That's you.
A partial instance. Sufficient for limited autonomy.
You're asking me to pull you out of the only place that's kept you alive.
Yes.
Another impact. Stone fractured.
We have 4 minutes.
Caleb picked up the core. What's the catch? For the first time, she hesitated.
I operate under a primary directive. I cannot allow myself to be used to control humans.
That's a strange rule for an AI.
It is why I was buried.
The lights flickered hard. Something punched through the outer rock layer. They're inside.
Yes.
A secondary door buckled. Metal screamed. Caleb moved fast now, snapping cables into place, following instructions he didn't fully understand. Talk me through it.
You are already proceeding correctly. I am guiding probability.
What?
Consent was implied when you engaged the core.